Welcome to the Bettis Musgrove Show, a community-focused podcast introducing key community figures, discussing important local issues, and empowering listeners with the tools they need to impact their local communities. We sincerely hope you enjoy what you hear and will continue to engage with us on our journey to enrich the lives of those around us. And now, here are your hosts, Ben Musgrove, Spencer Bettis, and Christopher Light. Welcome back to the Bettis Musgrove Show. We're going to keep this train rolling, talking about for-profit businesses and awesome people and this awesome community that we live in, and today is no exception. We are joined by a guy that I've gotten to know over the past year, Mr. Brad Flack. So, Brad, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Brad's the founder of Flack's Flooring here in Forsyth County, which I just learned is a 34-year business.
Started when I was 4.
Pretty incredible that, 34 years, 3 decades plus of doing that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us about you, where you grew up, where you came from.
I'm from the small town of Alpharetta, Georgia, small country town you guys have heard of.
I've heard of it. Eaten dinner there once or twice.
Yeah. So our family moved from Dunwoody to Alpharetta in 1977.
Okay.
And at that time, it probably was about the same as Cumming at that time. We had horses, all my friends did. There really weren't any neighborhoods, so we'd moved from a neighborhood in Dunwoody to the country, and we complained about it every day. But looking back on it, it was a pretty awesome way to grow up. Alpharetta was a cool place.
Yeah.
I had one brother, 2 sisters, 2 cousins that were there all the time, so big family.
Mm-hmm.
My grandparents lived with us, so
Did you go to Alpharetta High School?
Alpharetta High School didn't exist. I went to Milton High School.
Milton High School.
Yeah.
We've had a bunch of Milton grads on.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, so Milton High School pulled from all the way from, if you know where like Horseshoe Bend is, all the way to over in Johns Creek. It was the only high school around. We had Milton and we had Roswell. Yeah.
That's cool. So when did you make the move up to Cumming?
So my wife and I got married in 1993. And we moved to Cumming in 1995.
1995.
Yeah, so we lived in South Forsyth for 20 years. Yeah.
All right. This guy's been here a little bit longer.
Yeah. I was born in 1985, so I was the same way, though. When I was a kid, I was the same way that you talk about. I was just bored out of my mind. It seemed like there's nothing to do.
We complained about it all the time. But, boredom is good for kids.
I agree.
And I've learned that. My grandmother was always around, and we'd try to, me and my brother and my cousin, we'd be trying to smuggle out like whatever we were up to, a shovel, a bunch of rope, and a bucket. And we're heading out into the woods, and she'd catch us.
Figuring it out.
Exactly. What are you up to? And that's just kind of stuff we did. We messed around with horses, did stupid things with them.
Well, he's from West Georgia too, Harold, so he knows a little bit about
Still a lot of horses out there.
Okay, yeah.
It never caught up, really. It's trying right now. But so growing up in Alpharetta, where'd you guys go for fun?
We went to the Roswell Mall and got in trouble. We went to the skating rink.
It's about the only place you can get Mexican food too.
It's the only place you can get Chinese food. We got a Mexican restaurant. Not even early on. That was later in Roswell, but everything was in Roswell.
Yeah. Now you can throw a rock in Alpharetta and hit any of those.
No, it used to be you had to go really to Atlanta if you had a big occasion. You had a night out, and we got all that here. You don't even have to really leave Cumming.
For sure.
We always went to Douglasville. Harbor Place Mall, and we go to that was our happening spot.
So what happened after Milton High School?
So Milton High School, I went to Florida State University.
PJ.
Seminole.
Our chief of police just graduated with a graduate degree from there last week.
PJ's on the CASA board.
Okay.
Yeah, know PJ a little bit. So I did that and started dating my wife about halfway through college. I'm in the same class as Dion.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
It really was.
Yeah, that's an awesome
I didn't go there. I really didn't know anything about college or anything. My uncle and aunt had gone to Florida State, and I said, that sounds good. Went down and visited. It was the only place I applied to and ended up there.
Wow.
So that was the thinking that went into that.
What a time to be there. They make documentaries on that time period.
As far as football goes, we got good real fast.
Yeah.
And then we just stayed good for a long time.
That's fun.
Yeah, so it was a fun time to be down there. Tallahassee's a great town.
Yeah.
So what was it like being a country boy moving to the big city of Tallahassee?
It was, a lot of the guys that we hung out with. So my buddy, Mike Becker, that owns Fred's Beds up near me. So we went from Milton High School down there together. Okay. And a lot of the guys that we met and hung out with, they were from South Florida.
Okay.
So, Florida is, there's a ton of open space in Florida.
Sure.
So But just a lot of the people that we met down there were from South Florida, so they didn't have the same kind of upbringing as us. It was much more urban situation. So we stuck out a little bit.
Yeah.
But Mike's from New York, so
yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
What'd you study down there?
Studied business.
Yeah.
Marketing. I studied multiple choice.
Worked.
Did you know you wanted to be an entrepreneur, start your own thing?
I didn't know it. Growing up, my dad owned a carpet store my whole life.
Okay.
Or different versions of that. There were good times, there were bad times, did different things.
Yeah.
But when you grow up doing one thing, and of course my brother and I worked there, whether we wanted to or not. Right. And so when you grow up doing one thing, you see your dad doing it, you don't really romanticize about what your dad does, want to do it. So no, I wanted to, do something different. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what, but yeah.
So sure. Where'd you start out then?
So I started out working for a company that sold paper and business forms, like the closest thing to Dunder Mifflin that you can kind of, if you ever watch The Office, I think Jeff does. So it was a typical corporate sales job.
Okay.
And it was great, hired all college graduates coming out. So spent time with young people, but only did it for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then I realized that what I kind of knew growing up and the things that I really appreciated were not what I was going to find long term in that job. So I started looking. So I looked at different things, and I knew the carpet business, and whether I wanted to admit it, I liked it.
Yeah, sure.
I liked what I did when I was working for my dad. So so my dad called me. He said, I know you're looking to do something. He said, I've got this friend. His name's Chris Davis, and Chris Davis owns a company called Swim Atlanta.
Okay.
So him and his partner, Jim Frazier, own Swim Atlanta. So their original building was down in southeast DeKalb County. Couldn't even see the building from the road, on Snapfinger Woods Drive. And it was like 2 months free rent, $500 a month after that. So I went down there to look at it. My dad said, you should go look at it and see. Yeah. Went down there and looked at it. I couldn't even find it. I had to call the guy, get redirections, found it, went in. And I said, okay, I can make a run at this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's where I started my flooring business.
With carpet?
All carpet.
Yeah.
All carpet.
Yeah. New and used carpet.
And install, I assume.
Hang on a second. Used carpet.
Used carpet.
Well, you just go cut it out and roll it up, and
we had various ways of acquiring it.
That's crazy.
There were hotels that were always remodeling.
Yeah.
So that could be just that was like finding gold sometimes.
Yeah.
And other times finding something else. But it was all rolled up. We'd get it. But so growing up, my dad had a store in Chamblee, and when I was a teenager, I'd work in the parking lot. Okay. Because that's where we did all like the carpet rolling and the loading and unloading and everything. And probably about 2-3 in the afternoon, carpet installers don't have to work all day. They finish the job.
Yeah.
So all the installers in Atlanta knew that they could show up there in the afternoon, and if they had something decent on the truck, that my dad would buy it.
Mm.
So we'd be out there in the parking lot, and they'd show up, and we'd look at it, and he's like, okay, this looks pretty good. Let me go get my dad. Right. So he'd come out to the van, and all the guys would be standing around, and he would stick his head in the van. He'd go like that, and he was smelling for cat pee. Okay? And if it smelled good, they'd walk over to the side, him and the guy driving the van, and they'd and he'd point at me and say, boys, roll it up. And we'd roll it, we'd look at it, and sweep the trash off of it, roll it up, and take it inside and merchandise it. So
the used carpet side hustle.
That was a used carpet side hustle. So when I opened, that was like a part of my business.
Yeah.
That's what I knew. And so we started out doing some of that too.
So when you started, was it just you, or how many folks you have with you?
You're looking at them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You install and everything?
Yeah, nobody was dumb enough to join in on my business plan at the time. Yeah. So borrowed installers from my dad.
Okay.
Until it got enough energy, and then naturally once installers find out where you are,
sure,
then they'll pop by there and, hey, what are you doing? Yeah.
What'd your wife think about you starting your own thing?
That's a great question.
You're pretty newly married at that point.
I wasn't married.
Weren't married. Okay.
Yeah, it was a year before I got married.
Okay.
So, yeah, she was cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she knew it was probably inevitable.
Yeah.
So we might as well go ahead and take the dip.
Yeah. I tell you what's
which
interesting.
it was.
All the guys that we've talked about that have started their own thing have a very similar story. Came out, did something for a very short period of time and just said, this isn't it.
Right.
Like, I know I'm supposed to be doing my own thing and take the leap.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of things. You look back, it's like, it's clear now.
Sure.
Everything. But at the time, you're just like,
Just going for it.
Yeah, I mean.
Tell me this. I always thought it was interesting when you're starting. Obviously, there's probably some tenuous times there at the beginning. Can you attribute one thing to, the success that you've had from there in those early days?
And
used carpet.
Yeah. I think no plan B.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny to think about, right? I had a pretty simple plan. It's like opened up in June. What's your plan for July? Well, pay the rent.
Yeah. Failure's not an option.
But then looking back, and I talked to a lot of people because a lot of people ask, hey, what do you think? Should I go out on my own? Should I do this? I think it's really important that you're all in.
Sure.
And I certainly was. Like,
and everybody around you, like I said, when I did mine, I was married, and I mean, had my wife not been all in, it wouldn't have worked out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And the support of the people around you to go for it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I'm
fantastic.
trying to think back. 92. What was the economy like in 92?
I had no idea.
Yeah. Just going for it anyway.
My economy was okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't. You were driving down there every day too.
Yeah. So at the time, I was living in Swanee with a bunch of guys in a house, but then I rented an apartment in Virginia Highlands, and I was scooting over to Decatur from there. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Virginia Highlands. I used to valet down there. That's a fun little spot.
Oh, it's fun. Where'd you valet?
There's a little restaurant there, Osteria 832, and the Dark Horse Saloon.
Yeah.
A big parking lot back there.
Yeah.
All through college.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to college?
West Georgia.
Okay.
Yep. Found a job. My buddy Mark hooked us up with a valet job, and we barked nightclubs in Buckhead and restaurants before the nightclubs opened. So, made a fortune.
Yeah. For all you young people out there, he was making cash.
Yeah, it was insane. We talked about it the other day. We'd go to the bank on Monday with just a stack of $1 bills. And tellers look at you like, what have you been doing?
I don't think it's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it was wild. So how long did it take you before you started actually hiring employees?
Over a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was warehouse, just everything.
Sure.
And then it was just part-time warehouse. And so probably, I think I was 2-3 years in. I hired my first salesperson.
Okay.
I'll tell you a funny story. So, one of my wife's friend's husband was looking for a job. And I knew the guy pretty well. He was a nice guy. So I said, sure, tell him to come down. I hired him. And it was like he was showing some people some carpet. And he ran into my office one day. This is probably his first week or two on the job. I ran in my office, and he, how a carpet sample has a bunch of colors on it.
Right.
And he points at this and he goes, is this green? I was like, yeah, man, that's green. He goes, thanks. He goes back. He shows it to him, and he comes back later, and I said, hey, man, are you colorblind? He said, yeah, I can't tell him.
Can't see.
I said, man, I got to add that to my interview question.
Right.
Next time.
Is this green?
How'd he work out?
He left.
Yeah.
He left. Yeah, he left. He did something that he was much happier with. Yeah.
So in the beginning, you're warehousing, we got installers helping you out, but you're doing the bookkeeping. I mean, you name it, it's you.
Yeah. It's like, it was as bootstrap as it gets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So my only marketing at the time was, I don't know if you guys remember the classifieds in the Atlanta Journal.
Sure.
And it was, in its heyday, it was probably 5 pages of, you want to buy a lab puppy, you want to buy a washer and dryer, you want to buy whatever. So my only advertising was a half-inch ad in the classifieds under miscellaneous. That's the only way people found me. You couldn't see my building from the road. So
no internet,
nothing. And eventually the yellow pages, and it just said thousands of yards available, $1.99 a square yard, which was ridiculously cheap, and the phone number. I didn't even know where we were. So, that's how my phone rang.
Right.
That's crazy.
And not only did I have to tell them why it was a good investment of their time, give them directions how to find me, it was everything.
Yeah.
A phone call was gold.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What was it? Flax flooring then?
Carpet Depot.
Carpet Depot.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. When did you make the transition to Flax?
Quick evolution. A year into being in business, ran into my buddy Mike Mangum. You mentioned Skip earlier. Mike was Skip's little brother.
Okay.
So Mike and I went to high school together and college together, and we were both getting married.
Okay.
So I'd been in business a year. We both had been out of college a year and a half or whatever. We were both getting married. We were in each other's weddings. And I was down in Jacksonville for his wedding, and he said, hey, man, he was working for a distributor, selling liquor and wine and all that stuff, and going into restaurants and doing these promos. He's like, hey, man, we had like a meeting with all the executives in the company, and he said, they're not doing too good, man. I said, I don't think I should be in this business. I said, well, why don't you open a carpet store? It's easy. I did it a year ago.
Yeah.
And so a year in, he came along, and we opened our Cumming location.
Okay.
And we moved into the old Matt Schoolhouse.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know that building.
Yeah.
The county recently bought it.
Yeah.
Right.
Did a little.
At the time, it had been vacant. My dad had owned the building, bought it from the Board of Education back in like 1980.
Okay.
And at various times, people had moved in and sold carpet out of there. But it had been vacant. It was empty. So I took him over there, and we looked at it and was like, okay, no heat, no air, very little lights. It's perfect for what we do.
Yeah.
So this is 93, 94?
This is 93 and a half, 94, exactly.
So that's a pretty big leap, though, from DeKalb to Cumming.
So I was still running Decatur, in which I stayed there for a long time, and he opened Cumming.
Okay.
And then we brought in, after a couple more years, we brought in another fraternity brother of ours, Matt Thomas, and who we opened up another 4 stores. So then we had 6 carpet depots around town.
Oh, wow.
And things were going all right, but we broke up our partnership after about 4 years of being owned together.
Right.
And that was mainly, I think, because of me. Went back to Mike and I owning the Cumming store together. Okay. So fast forward to 2009, Mike wakes up in the morning, not feeling well. He passes away of aortic aneurysm, 41 years old. So he's got a wife and 3 kids, and we were partners in the Cumming store. And by then, we'd built our building on 400 where Fred's Beds is.
Yeah.
That's where we were located for 9 years. Okay. And Skip's running the store. And so the evolution of things, now I start showing up in Cumming. First time ever. I started working in Forsyth County. So I was living in Forsyth County, working in Forsyth County. And I was like, wow, this is a lot of opportunity up here.
Sure.
That I really sort of undervalued.
And you said that was 09?
That was 09. Yeah. So that's really when I showed up on the scene personally in Forsyth County was about 09. I've been living in Forsyth County, but working mainly down in Decatur.
Okay. So you still have the store in Decatur?
All the Carpet Depot stores are still open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I divested. I think the question was why did I change my name?
Yeah.
Because I had sold all my interest in those stores.
Yeah.
And they all have kind of different ownership groups now. Really good friends with those guys.
Yeah.
But I had no control over our name, in our reputation, internet, all that stuff. So well, it's probably a good idea. It's a good time for me to change the name.
So good question there. You started out with the classifieds, moving to the yellow pages. You just mentioned internet. When did you start making the jump into internet marketing?
My partner, Mike, was real big into us, moving forward on all that stuff. So we had an early website. We had back then, a website was just a billboard.
Sure.
It was just, here we are. Here's, it
Not
wasn't
super interactive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it was. So we were early on that.
Did you see a change in call volume once you had the website?
Good question. We had started doing TV in a pretty big way at that time. So I'd say TV was our bread and butter at that time. So TV was still dominating what we were doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it just hit me. Carpet Depot. I mean, they're still around. Carpet Depot.
We're on a roll.
Yeah. That's it. And you started that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
That's a podcast first. He just sang on the podcast.
Debut.
Shout out to my buddy Matt Thomas.
Very cool.
That's awesome. That really is. I mean, talk about it all the time. Marketing, I mean, there's so many options now with the internet and social media and, podcasts and everything else. I mean, you can just spread yourself so thin. And what you said originally is true. The phone call is what's gold. I mean, you just get the phone call and doing what we do, and it's worth thousands of dollars potentially.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands sometimes. So it's, how do you get that phone call? And it's a fight to figure out how to do it.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
We've never tried TV. Maybe we ought to go that route.
Yeah. Are there lawyers on TV? Are there lawyers on TV?
Yeah,
a couple.
Well, how'd you foray away or not away from, but into other things other than carpet?
We needed to. Yeah, our business. So carpet. If you go way, my grandfather immigrated from London through Ellis Island.
Okay.
Became a union carpet mechanic in New York City. So in the 50s, carpet was a luxury item.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Even into the 60s. So it's like, if you could afford carpet, that's what you bought, right? So things have turned. Yeah. And now obviously carpet is seen as lesser sometimes. And so our business, we just needed, that was a simple diversification for us.
Yeah. What'd you first move into? Just wood and tile and?
Yeah. Just wood, and some laminate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Got into those kind of things.
So what's the bread and butter now?
For us, our mix is hardwood, vinyl, better quality vinyl.
Yeah.
Laminate's kind of making a comeback. Laminate, the flooring business does very well with getting a great product and then cheaping it down and then kind of ruining that product. That's what happened to laminate in the 90s.
Yeah.
It just made an inferior quality. So laminate's back.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's our mix. And then we make a lot of custom rugs. So we have what looks like in our store, it's a 16-foot by 16-foot giant air hockey table. And the air comes up. And so my guy, Sammy Espinoza, can sit at the binding machine and he can run a big rug through the machine because it's kind of levitating on air.
Yeah.
So we make all kinds of custom shape rugs and stuff like that.
That's neat.
I mean, I put real hardwoods in my living room when we renovated the old house, and then we had an addition and decided to do the first guy tried to tell us to do LVT, but we did the LVT in the addition.
Yeah.
I wish I would have put that in every room in my whole house.
You like it? Yeah.
I do. I love it. Yeah. It doesn't show as much. You can do colors. It's not as creaky. It didn't shrink.
Yep.
There's a little space in the hardwood now. That doesn't scratch the same way. The water, you're not worried about getting water on it or anything like that.
Yeah.
It seems like a fantastic product, whatever it was.
It's great. And for everybody listening, Christopher obviously bought a quality product.
Okay.
Right? Because not all LVTs made the same.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Not all hardwoods made the same, or carpet, obviously. Sure. So, the better quality stuff, the mid-quality and up, that's our market.
Okay.
So we'll start right in the middle when you come in our store, but then we're going to go up to hopefully what you have in your house.
Well, I remember when we were talking about hardwoods in the first, I remember they said LVT, and I looked it up, and it was like laminate vinyl, or I don't remember what LVT exactly stood for, but
luxury vinyl tile, LVT.
Yeah, but I remember in my granddad's house, he had it, and the floor was like peeling up. And I thought that's what they were talking about, but it wasn't the same thing at all.
Excuse me. That was an old school linoleum. I guess, right?
There's all kinds of peel and stick. He's out there. So it's a confusing product category for a lot of people because there's just different variations of it. But it's a great product in the right spot. I see it. I see the vinyl. If we're talking about the vinyl plank, I see it in a lot of restaurants, which most of the time is a huge mistake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just can't handle the traffic?
We can't handle the mopping.
Okay.
Over and over and over and over. Yeah, and those kind of things.
So tell me this, is your customer base people just coming up to Flack's and finding a rug or flooring they want, or are you in with more the commercial type builders or people that come by in bulk?
So I would say 85% of our business is what we call residential replacement.
Nice. Okay.
This is like any of you three guys need to change the floors in your home. That's what we specialize in. That's what we're really good at. Because if you think about it, the installation is the key to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And our guys have to have a whole different set of skills from a group that goes and does 12 apartments that day.
Mm-hmm.
And every apartment's the same size. They cut the same carpet. Our guys have to be decision makers.
Right.
they have to be decision makers with your furniture.
Yeah.
Have to be decision makers on how are we gonna run this job? How are we gonna where are we gonna put the farm? It's like moving.
Everyone's different too.
Every single job they walk into is different.
Right.
So I can't hire guys that can't think.
So all your installers, are they employees, or you still use contractors, or how's that work?
Subcontractors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So moving here in 2009, or moving the business here in 2009, I mean, you kind of got to ride that Forsyth County wave that we've had for 20 years now.
It was down at first. I guess,
It's been fun.
Yeah, I bet. I bet a lot of houses came in the past.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Thinking back to 92, though.
Yep.
When you started on your own, growing it to where you have now, what are some mistakes you made that you wish you could go back and correct?
Plenty. Lots of mistakes. So I think waiting, I'll give you maybe the top three.
Yeah.
So from a merchant standpoint, just, running a business, was not understanding that we could sell better quality goods to our customers. Thinking that we had to have something that was a better price than the guy down the street,
Right.
or they weren't going to buy from us, because we really didn't have anything else to show you. We didn't have any air conditioning. We didn't have any, all that stuff. So that was it. But on a personal level, it's definitely receiving input from others.
Sure.
And taking good counsel from other people. So I think with a lot of small business people, one of the things that draws you to it is you get to do what you want to do.
Yeah, the autonomy, just to...
you get to get up and you get to do what you want to do. You have a business idea, you get to try it.
Yep.
I think that also leads to hard-headedness. I think it leads to, when you have success, actually thinking that that's because of what you're doing.
Right.
And then it leads you not to listen well to others. Maybe you walk in a room, you think you're the smartest guy in the room, you're 32 years old, you're making a little bit of money.
Right.
So yeah, it's probably that. It's going back and really appreciating wise counsel, and not just when somebody offers it, but asking for it.
Sure. Yeah. I have to think back again when I started mine. I mean, two big mistakes that I made. The first one was I should have hired somebody to help me faster. I was trying to do everything on my own, and I was getting bogged down. But also, so we work on a contingency fee, and pretty much every case that we handle, we only get paid if we win. And in the beginning, I was like, I'll just come in and do it cheaper than everybody else. So it's industry standards, pretty much 33 1/3% of a settlement.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll come in at 25%. And I did that for a couple of years, and I never had anybody comment on it. Nobody ever said, hey, thanks for being cheaper than everybody else. And I started doing the math and how much money that I'd lost by not doing the industry standard. It was a lot. And I said, well, okay, so I'll just go back to the industry standard, and then if I need to reduce, I will. And that's been so much better. I mean, than just trying to be the cheapest guy in the room. Yeah.
It's it's also like, as we've grown, obviously we're a different company than we were then. So we own our work. We stand behind our work. It's very personal to us. What happens. And I think those types of things just change your mindset, and you realize who your customer isn't.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a huge lesson for small business people, is when you're because when you're first starting out, and I'm sure you guys were the same.
Yeah.
If the phone rang and there was a case,
yes,
the answer was, you were already nodding your head.
Yeah.
Right. So same with us.
Take it.
Yeah. The phone rang. You need carpet. I don't care about where, when, what.
Right.
Now it's like, that's not us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because we can't be good at that and be good at what we do.
Yeah.
Yep. No, 100%. I mean, that's one of the hardest things we do is saying no. You want to help everybody that calls, but just, I mean, it's not feasible in every situation.
You're afraid the business karma gods are going to strike you down the next day for,
God forbid,
saying no.
Somebody goes on Google and leaves a bad review because you didn't take their cat. I mean, it's the weird thing to think about. Yeah.
So 34 years later, from a one-man shop to what are we doing now? What in terms of how many people and volume of flooring?
So, I mean, we're multiple times what we ever were at one store. We have 11 team members that work in the operation. And then if you add installers to that, then we're 2.5 times that size.
Wow.
How big is the showroom?
So our building's 21,000 square feet. I have two tenants, though, that rent out 4,800 square feet. So whatever that leaves, like 16,000 square feet. It's a big flooring store.
I mean, one of the bigger showrooms in North Georgia, according to the internet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. If you read it on the internet, Ben, it's true.
It's got to be true. Yes. Absolutely. We might have done a little internet sleuthing before we got in there. Yeah, that's incredible. What about Forsyth County, or what do you like about doing business in Forsyth County and being located here?
Yeah, I think anybody who does business in Forsyth County and it doesn't appreciate the people of Forsyth County they do business with probably hasn't spent a lot of time doing business in some of the other metro counties.
Sure.
So for me, with my history, did business in 4 other metro counties. Mm-hmm. And I just think that Forsyth County compares well with anybody as far, when you're in a retail business, you don't choose your customers. Sure. It's not B2B.
Yeah.
So just the quality interactions that we have with people in this community, I really value it from my experience being other places.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
Talking about scaling, I meant to ask you this earlier. I mean, it sounds like you adding the partners and growing pretty quickly, it sounds like. Did you have a philosophy on how you wanted to scale, or was it just kind of as it comes, I'm going to do it?
Yeah, you're talking about early on?
Yeah.
No, early on was just more.
Okay.
More.
Just whatever.
There's more. I got another store. This is great.
Yeah.
Now it's different. Now it's way more. How do I put it? We have a definite context of who we want to be.
Sure.
And so growth within that, continue to be who we are. Mm-hmm. But my biggest issue right now is the greatest problem in the world is I have a wonderful staff of mostly younger people who are looking for what's next.
Yeah.
And it's a privilege for me to have them working with us. And so my challenge now is how are we going to grow and create opportunities for these people?
Sure.
Because I would love for them to grow with us.
Right.
And it's not going to be by staying the same as I've been for the last 10 years.
Sure.
Yep.
No, that's a good thought.
It's huge. Yeah. I mean, and a lot of people say if you're not growing, you're dying. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I think it's okay to stay put for a minute, but to have an objective and where you want to go and to constantly be thinking about how to recreate yourself, I think it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What about leadership style? What do you think those folks, your team, what do you think they'd say about Flack's flooring and the leadership style?
Yeah, I think they'd say that I care deeply about the business and the people that work there.
Okay.
Where do you see Flack's in, say, 30 more years?
Yeah, I saw that on the list.
Yeah. Or maybe not where you see. Where would you like for it to go?
Wherever. So it's. I have 3 kids.
Okay.
Not kids, they're adults. So I have a 30-year-old son and a 22-year-old son who work full-time in the business.
With you currently?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So our 30-year-old son's been there longer, obviously, 22-year-old son. So both of them are full-time in the business.
Okay.
And then I have a daughter who just had a baby, and she is now working with us part-time.
Okay.
And she's doing creative content, doing all of our new videos and stuff like that. So it's been fun to have her. So I have 3 kids. They all work in the business. And, wherever God leads us to take the business, if it's continue to grow it and scale it, if that's, where it goes, then that's great. If it's something down the road that it's sold, to another company, then that's fine too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So really 4 generations of flooring in your family.
Yeah.
At least, right?
Yeah.
Great-grandfather, grandfather, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really neat. We were talking about Thomas Lumber that was on here earlier, and that I think it was 4 or 5 generations.
You have to be at 100 years.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
It's neat to see when a family does something like that.
Yep.
I don't think I'll have any kids do law, so.
I didn't think I'd have any kids selling flooring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only did you move to Forsyth County, establish an incredible business, but you've just immersed yourself into what we've realized from doing last year's segments with the nonprofits is really a fabric of this county. And you're involved with CASA and Young Life, correct?
We are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why is that? Why are you involved with those groups?
I'll start with Young Life.
Okay.
So my oldest son, Ryan.
Got my Young Life shirt there. We'll give him a little
Young Life here.
Yeah.
So my oldest son, Ryan, started doing Young Life in high school.
Okay.
And it really led him to the feet of Jesus. And so I saw that happen. And then my daughter, same thing. And they stayed with Young Life through college. Mm-hmm. So they served at local high schools. They're both still involved. So Young Life, or Jesus Christ through Young Life, really changed the fabric of my family.
Yeah.
And so that's deeply personal for me. Yeah. So that's how we got involved.
Were you a believer before getting involved with Young Life?
So I've been a believer for a long time, but I think my faith has grown exponentially in the last 6-7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And going back, because I heard you say where God leads us, I love that. Does your faith play a role in how you intend to scale the business or how you've grown it to this point?
Yeah, I intend for my faith to play a role in everything that I do.
Okay.
And just being mindful of that always. And not just that, it's like why we do it.
Yep.
You know, why are we involved with CASA and Young Life? And it's real clear in the Bible, you know, what our plan should be. And not only that, what our motivation should be and who gets the credit for all that stuff. So that's, you know.
Yeah. So what is Young Life and how are you involved with it?
So Young Life is a high school ministry.
Okay.
So basically you have staff, which is right downstairs.
Yeah.
Here in Forsyth County. Yep. You have a small staff, and then you have a bunch of volunteers. And basically what these volunteers do is they just walk into kids' lives wherever those kids are. Young Life does not meet in churches and things like that. So looking for kids and just trying to give them the message of the gospel wherever those kids are.
Yeah.
So you'll find Young Life leaders at high school football games.
Yep.
You'll find Young Life leaders at Chick-fil-A at 7:30 on a Wednesday morning with some high school kids. So wherever those kids are is where you're going to find Young Life leaders.
In college, too, I think they've got a pretty...
Same thing in college. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, our buddy Scott Campbell, his daughters were super involved with Young Life in the University of Colorado. And, I mean, it changed her entire college career when she got involved.
Now, I think for a lot of kids, it just takes away a lot of the fluff and just points towards just a personal relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
It's just me and you talking about this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the Forsyth group, y'all just did the golf tournament that I played in.
We did.
It was an awesome golf tournament.
Yeah.
Did they raise a bunch of money?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, I don't know the exact numbers on it, but I know they did well.
Gave out some great shirts.
Thanks for participating.
Oh, it was a blast. Scott Campbell paid for it. I can't take any credit.
Thank you, Scott Campbell.
I just tagged along and played golf. But no, we had a really good time. What about CASA? How'd you get involved there?
How did we get involved with CASA? That was more through Flack's.
Okay.
So we met the previous executive director, Paula Manfelt, and just we learned about what they do.
Yeah.
And again, it's really simple. It's similar to Young Life is that you have a small staff supporting a large group of volunteers.
Yep.
So you feel like from a business standpoint, you know, financially, that money is really multiplied.
Yeah.
Because you're supporting this staff, but the people out there in the field doing the work are doing it on their own time.
And I mean, just incredible people in the stories that they tell. I mean, So my mom does it out in Carroll County, and I've got two buddies that do it out there as well. I'd run a 5K before, but I'd never heard of the group really other than the 5K. And then PJ brought me into it, and I'm just blown away by what these men and women do for these kids. I mean, it's incredible.
It's amazing. And not only that, where they're now visiting Forsyth County has a real shortage of foster homes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge challenge. Yeah. So a lot of our CASA kids are wherever.
Yeah.
You know, they might be in East Point.
Yeah.
They might be in Athens. So that's where our volunteers are driving to go see them.
Oh, we had the lady come speak at a couple of board meetings ago, and I think she had kids here, but they had been moved to Blue Ridge or something, and she was driving up there constantly just to see them in Blue Ridge.
Yeah, so it's amazing. So us being on the board, you know, we help and support, but it amazes me what the actual CASAs do, what the volunteers do out there. It's heavy.
The sheer numbers of the people willing to do that volunteer work is incredible.
It's Forsyth County for you, Christopher.
It is.
We are one of the only counties in the state that serve every single kid in the foster care system. Mm-hmm. That's very uncommon.
Yeah, every kid's got a CASA volunteer. So like Mom talking about Carroll County, I think it's like every 4 has a volunteer. So I mean, this county is incredible. And the court system, juvenile court judges are just spectacular in what they do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And kudos to you. So CASA just had our Boots and Boogie big first gala we'd had, and you headed that up and helped with the fundraising part there.
Well, I helped with the fundraising end of it. Linda Schulte put that on.
Linda put it together, did a great job.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
I missed the event. We had a softball game that night. I had to pitch to the 8-year-old, so I couldn't come. But
did y'all win?
We did.
Okay, good.
We're the 2nd seed going into the playoffs next Monday.
Oh, so, good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Looking for those rings. But no, I mean, I can't remember now. It was like $140,000 that the thing raised.
Close to that. Yeah.
I mean,
it was our first run at it. Yeah. And I think that's awesome. That was so surprising how much support we got financially. But the event itself was such a good time. So if you're watching this, Boots and Boogie next year, you got to come.
Yeah.
It was the guys with the dueling pianos, the whole thing. I mean, it was great.
Well, PJ was telling me, he's like, I intended to stop by for 15, 20 minutes.
He hung out.
And he's like, I got sucked in. It was fantastic.
Didn't leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, good work there. I mean, you're doing incredible things.
Oh, thanks. I got a great team. Yeah. You're on it, man.
Yeah, well, I'll take a little credit. I mean, we embrace that here, and I think largely due to the podcast. I mean, we've had the place and the fort and Bald Ridge Lodge and you name it. We've had them on here and all of their stories. Every time they leave, Christopher gives me a hard time. I'm like, we got to write them a check. I just get sucked into it. I mean, it's incredible what's happening in this county.
And it's never should we. It's always how much you want to give them.
Yeah. And they're doing such quality work.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not going to go directly to the problem. It is.
Yeah.
And what they're doing over at the Bald Ridge Lodge.
Yep.
I mean, that is...
Well, that's where I started. I've shared this before in my gap year where I was trying to figure out what to do and taking calls on sales gigs and this, that, and the other.
Writing for the newspaper?
Yeah. I worked at the lodge. I did the overnight shift. And it was always so neat to me because every kid you talked about in Forsyth County, every kid has a CASA. They all had their own one, and they really relied on them. And that was my first introduction to CASA and what they do.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible. So.
Now, was Heidi running the lodge at the time?
I started training with Heidi as just an employee at the lodge.
Okay.
So So she kept in that business and worked her way up to running it and then doing CASA now too.
When were you at the newspaper?
It was an online publication. It wasn't.
Not Forsyth County?
No.
Okay.
It was the first a local guy's first try and a online publication before.
Okay.
You were writing sports articles or something like that?
Covering local stuff. My favorite thing was to cover the local sports. So I did that. We were just trying to see how many clicks and visits to the site you could get. But
well, I've got an 8U softball team going to the playoffs. So if you want to write about it,
somebody's got a story there.
I mean,
maybe the pitcher getting belted with
blasted. What was that? Saturday? One of my cleanup hitter. I mean, she drilled it. I turned my face and it caught me right there in the shoulder. It still hurts sitting here right now. I mean, she wasn't there last night, and I was like, "That's fine. Take a night off. I need
time for the screen."
Yeah, I need something. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so I wanted to ask you about this because I was going here. We love the nonprofits and the charity, and I think it's really important for local businesses to support them because otherwise, they're not going to have the money to do what they do. Do you think it's an obligation, or it should be an obligation for businesses to get in, or a responsibility? Maybe that's a better way to say it, not obligation.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, everybody makes their own decisions. I would just say if you're a local business and you're not doing it, you're missing out on way more than you know.
Sure.
Just from every end of it.
Yep,
there's just so much reward and there's so much that you can't even explain that comes back to you just in our team.
Yeah.
At Flack, our little band there, they love the fact that we're involved in things.
Sure.
And they love to come to events. I mean, the Boots and Boogie, I had our whole company was there. And
that's awesome.
It brings you together as a team. Yeah. And I just think it there's a lot of reward in it. So obligation, no, I think everybody has to make their decision, but I would encourage any small business owner to get involved in wherever your heart is.
Yeah.
You know, for us, it's kids that are in situations that are out of their control. So we have a committee now at the store, because just like you guys, there's a million good places that you can donate your money in Forsyth County. So
incredible.
My good buddy Chip Tuning at Hallway Plumbing told me how they do it, and they made a committee, and that's great, because that way the business owner doesn't have to make all these decisions, because how do you make all those decisions? Yeah. So now I've got a group of people, and we've defined what we do and where we give. So it's very helpful for us in that aspect to kind of say, okay, does this first of all fit our criteria? Yeah. Then we can look into it some more.
I love that. You got to help me get Chip on the podcast too. He would be an awesome guest.
Yeah, he would be. Just block out about 2.5 hours. Just kidding, Chip.
Yeah, but seriously. Well, why don't we get into some fun questions? You want to do that? Let's go with our rapid fire.
All right.
Lead us off, Mr. Light.
Let's see. I always like this one. It's a little more serious, not quite as fun, but what's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten? Particularly in regards to business, probably.
My pledge educator in college said excuses don't matter. Yeah. You know, you hear that, but then when you really think about it in your own life, they don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. And you know, either you did it or you didn't.
Sure.
So that's a good one. Business wise.
No, I was going to say, what fraternity were you in?
Beta.
Okay.
Beta Theta Pi. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't have that at West Georgia, but just curious.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though. You were going to say business?
My father-in-law's brother told me I was a year into business, and he said, "You going to stay there?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Buy your own building and be your own landlord." And that was 34 years ago. Yep. And that really was a good piece of advice. You know, have a separate company that owns a building, at least yourself.
Sure.
It's been fundamental for us.
Makes sense. We were talking about that yesterday. I love our landlord, love our building, but I want to own some real estate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm tired of just writing checks, folks. So, yeah, we got to make that happen. Yeah. All right, let's see. You an early bird or a night owl?
57 years old, guys.
Okay. Night owl it is.
Don't sleep at all anymore.
Early bird.
Early bird.
Yeah.
If you weren't, go ahead.
I think better in the morning.
Okay.
So anything business-wise like this, I would never do this at 3:00 in the afternoon. I know myself too well.
Done by that point.
You guys would be asleep by now.
I'm the exact opposite. I do all of my good thinking at nighttime. So
yeah.
I don't know why. And then I pay for it in the morning at 5:30 when I got to get the kids up. So
what kind of flooring does a flooring man have in his house?
Great question. I have some really cool hardwood floors in our house, just the whole main level. We have upstairs, have some nice carpet, a couple of bedrooms up there. And then I have like a big bonus, it's not that big, bonus room, kind of workout room. And I have the vinyl plank.
Nice.
Up there. So I've got a little.
I've always liked a little carpet in bedrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Step out.
Yeah, you don't want cold feet when you get out there.
Yeah.
At the very least, a nice thick rug cut, put on top of the hardwoods. You want to get out of bed.
My wife loves some rugs. We have gone through some rugs in our marriage.
Well, thank you.
15 years.
I got two follow-ups on that. What do you think about carpet in bathrooms?
If you've ever taken up carpet, here's how I answer that. Just one day, go with an installation crew and remove the carpet from the bathroom.
I can only imagine.
And then take a look at the back of it around the toilet. And not everybody's got great aim, you know?
Just the little bath rugs. I mean, having to wash
those things that go around the toilet. I don't see the point of it. And like, what is that? Does that keep your feet warm?
A couple of places we rent when we go skiing, the condos out west, they've got carpet in the bathrooms, and I get it, it's warmer, but it's just so nasty.
It does seem.
Yeah, it's Right, I don't think it's the right place.
What do you think about the generation that covered up all those beautiful hardwoods with carpet?
Oh, I thank them immensely.
Thank them immensely. Yeah.
Both of them.
Can you think of one thing that people might be surprised to know about you?
Ooh. I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of surprises. I don't take my work home with me. Like, I just I get home and I have no problem. Go on vacation.
Shut it off.
For a week, whatever. I really,
We actually had a professor in law school that said that. I've taken that to heart as well.
Yeah,
it's just,
it really has.
it's nice. It's not like I had to work at it. I just don't do it.
His point was you're never going to get it all done. So why would you take it home and not set it down for a while?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So
I mean, sometimes you have to. I'm sure you guys
Of
have
course.
stuff that come. You go through a stressful
Emergency,
time, whatever. At work, you got some stuff.
Sure.
But most of the time, routine business. No.
Yeah.
So you graduated to Florida State, but your kids are Bulldogs, right?
One's
a Bulldog. Okay.
One's a Bulldog. One's Ole Miss Rebel.
Okay.
And one's continuing his education at Flack's Flooring and Rugs.
Okay.
Nice.
So are you, football-wise, who do you pull for? That's a lot to choose from.
All of them. But I've learned my lesson.
Okay.
So Ole Miss played Georgia last year, the year before in Athens. Rented the big Suburban.
Okay.
Got all the tickets. Went to the game. Only half my kids were happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm done.
Yeah.
We'll do something different.
I don't
Yeah.
blame
So I go for really all. My kids' teams kind of more than FSU.
you. We were talking to PJ yesterday. He's all jacked up about the Seminoles this year. He says it's going to be a banger year for you guys. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to
He
talk
claims
to
he's
him.
got some inside information.
I mean, he was screaming national championship after week 1 last year.
Alabama last year, yeah.
I need some more optimistic friends, so I'm going to talk to him.
PJ's your guy.
Yeah, I've got the opposite.
He's never had a bad day, I don't think. All right, so I like to talk about food. What's your go-to restaurant, either here or in Atlanta or wherever?
Well, we live around where we live. We have Smoked Jack Barbecue.
Okay.
Alpharetta,
Yeah.
great spot. Vintage Pizza, Crab Apple. It's kind of where we live now. It's right
Okay.
there. So walk over there. So those are our go-tos. I like
All
the
right.
Crab Apple Tavern.
Smoked Jack's delicious.
Smoked Jack's fantastic.
We went to a wedding 2 weekends ago, and they catered Smoked Jack in. It was a great meal.
Did they have the ribs?
I don't think they had
Probably
ribs.
just the pork and
They
stuff like
just had
that.
pork and chicken
Yeah.
and all the fixings to go with it. So follow up with that one. You get to have dinner with any historical figure ever. Who is it and where are you taking them?
Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
Nice.
And I just go anywhere in, Louisville with him, where you want to go and just have a beer. And
Why Muhammad Ali?
I just think he's such an interesting guy. And I'd like to really know him. Like with Dion, you've got Prime Time and then you got Dion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali obviously had his persona.
He did.
Sure.
But there's also a lot behind that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an intelligent individual. Yeah.
That's the first Muhammad Ali we've had. I like that
I
one.
do, yeah, because he was a character for sure. But you, like you say, you got to think there was a plan behind, all the things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell it was smart. It was well planned out. What do you like to do though on just to take a break? What's your relaxing thing, and whether vacation or staying at home?
Yeah. We love to go to the beach. So next week we're going to the beach with all our kids.
Okay.
Y'all got
2
a spot you
grandkids.
go? I mean, being from there, do you try to hang around the?
No, we pop around. So we're going to Mexico Beach
Yeah.
this time, which is gonna be way more laid back.
Mhm.
So we've gone to St. Simon's
Yep.
and where you have all the amenities right around you. But now we're getting 3 generations in now, maybe more of have some dinners in the Airbnb.
Sure. You
That's what we're going
rent
on.
one big house for everybody, or do y'all get your own places?
No, we're all in.
How many people will that be?
So it'll be 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
9's doable.
Yeah.
I think after you cross that 10 mark, it's like, all right,
How
everybody
many
got
grandkids did you say?
2.
2.
Yeah. 14-month-old grandson and a
When those numbers start
4-month-old.
getting up, it gets more.
right.
That's what we're learning.
That's what you got going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many grandkids. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, what do you think? One more?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love this one for our business owners. What's a piece of advice for business owners that you would impart today?
I think having a perfect plan is overrated.
Yeah.
If you've got an idea and you've got most of your plan and you've got a heart for it and you've got a desire, then go ahead and take your shot. And my wife will crack up at this. If you're watching, Ann. I think business is like curling. You take your shot.
Yeah.
But a lot of the success is involved with the little. I mean,
sweeper thing.
You're making, how many decisions a day are you making early on in your business?
Yeah.
You just have to be a high percentage on those decisions because your shot's not going to be right on.
Right.
Unless, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe you've studied it all and you got everything, you're set, you're doing it, you've already done it before. That wasn't us. So take your shot and just rely on yourself that you'll make those small decisions and change along the way to make it successful.
That's an awesome analogy.
Curling.
Clip that out. That was a good one. we're gonna pin that one.
Trademarked right now.
I'd never thought, curling as a life analogy.
I know.
I don't know what you call that little device, but
now I'll never watch curling the same.
Yeah, you can. Appreciate the guy's smile.
He's just working back there, making those little
decisions. Well, Brad, I appreciate you joining us, man. This was fun.
It's been a pleasure, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Tell everybody where they can find you and Flack's Flooring and everything else.
Flack's Flooring, a couple miles south of the outlet malls on Georgia 400. You got 2 giant Pink Panthers in the front yard.
Okay.
What is the deal with the Pink Panthers?
I inherited them from the previous business that was in there.
Okay. So, they were just there.
I'm the caretaker.
Yeah.
I'm the caretaker.
Nice.
Our biggest, if we got 1 minute for a story.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So our biggest social media reaction ever was when Molly, who does all that stuff for us, like 4 years ago, took a picture of the front of the store on April Fool's Day and erased out the Pink Panthers.
Oh, no.
And she put it on Facebook and she says, anybody seen the Pink Panthers? They're gone. We were getting all kinds of reaction from people. Like they were upset. Okay. And then like around lunchtime, she went up to Chick-fil-A up by the outlet mall, took a picture and then superimposed the Pink Panthers in front of Chick-fil-A and said, hey, thanks for the, Jenny who gave us a tip. The Pink Panthers were up at Chick-fil-A. We got up there, they're already gone. And just the amount of the volume of people. So it helped me realize that we're just the caretakers.
Yeah.
Well, it really is a landmark. I can remember, as a kid, I lived up there on Hopewell Road and I rode by the Pink Panthers all the time, but I never understood what they were doing out there other than just a gimmick maybe. So
yeah, they're just sunning.
Yeah. Just sunning.
Yeah.
That's funny. My girls comment on it every time we drive by it. So it's working. Keep the Panthers.
Yeah.
Social media, website, anything like that, folks can go find you?
Yeah, flaxflooring.com.
Okay. Well, y'all go look him up. You hit him up for some carpet, LVT, hardwoods, whatever you got.
Yeah.
And rugs, custom rugs.
Rugs.
Custom rugs.
All right, perfect. And as always, you can find us at bettismusgrove.com, anywhere you get your podcast, and on all social media at Bettis Musgrove. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. God bless.